breakfast, I'm having 1 egg with a 1/4 cup of egg white, and I'm having a cup of cooked steel cut oats, and I topped it with a half of a slice of Thomas's cinnamon swirl bread, and that was 1 point for half of a slice, so that was pretty good. I thought I toasted it and then just kind of like chopped it up, put it on top, and then I've got 1 apple and 1 teaspoon of this raw unfiltered honey, and I'm going to use 1 point, which is like 3 tablespoons of the vanilla coffee mate creamer on top, and that's going to be my breakfast.
All right, for this lunch, it's a 9-point lunch on blue. My wonderful pita is 5 points, and then I've got 2 points for the tzatziki, 1 point for the fat-free feta. I've got my cucumbers and tomatoes on there, and I also have 1 point of light Progresso wedding soup. And then I've got an iced drink. It's sugar-free, 0 points. And we had breakfast for dinner. I think it was like 4 or 5 points.
Breakfast this morning, I'm having a 1/4 cup of egg whites, an egg, and I have banana nut steel cut oats, which are going to be 6 points.
All right, my favorite sandwich, which is like the Greek chicken, tzatziki thing, but I'm using these multigrain flaxseed sandwich thins instead of the big. I wanted to save 3 points on my breading, so that's why I did this. And then I've got 15 of the flex chips for 1 point. These, you get like a ton of them. It's 2 point for 24 of them, and they are very filling and very satisfying. You get them at Sam's Club, and 1 point for the light Italian wedding soup by Progresso. And I put it in a small cup because it looks like I got like a ton if I put it in a smaller cup. So I'm doing that. I have an apple, and I have a Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't drink a lot of soda, but this is the one that I choose to have when I want a treat. For dinner, we had porcupine meatball sandwiches. I'll have the recipe linked below. Green beans and a couple of mandarins, and that was really good.
Good morning. All right, so I kind of wanted to just give you an update. My weight this week, I got on the scale, and I am only down 0.2 this week, but I mean, I'm happy with that because at least it's down and not up, and it didn't even stay the same, so that's great. One thing is that my movement has cut way back this week because of the surgery last week and getting over that. So I mean, when I look at my Fitbit and my steps on it, I went down to, on my good days, I went down half on my steps that I usually get, and then some days it was like, maybe a third, or something. It was just really low, and so I know that, it was just really hard. I'm not burning as much as I was before, so, and I need to, so I'm really trying hard to get back up to speed, so I can move more again. Okay, but I'm not thinking that 0.2 is bad. I'm going to take it again, like I said, to have a loss at all after this week. It's just, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I've got this book I was going to show you. It's called The Family Food Plan, and it is by Dr. Joanna McMillan. And it's got a lot of great healthy recipes in here. I got this from the library, and I'm going through it. I love reading cookbooks, and I love, just kind of like browsing through things and getting ideas. And one of the reasons why I like looking up healthy recipes is because it's most of the recipes that I find, and I want to Weight Watcherize them, so to speak, WW them. It's, you have to do a lot of different substitutions and things. And when I start off with a healthy recipe, it makes it that much easier to change it into points, right? And I like that there's a lot of whole foods in here. But one of the things I wanted to point out to you was this page that I found toward the beginning. And this is something that she talks about, the plate as far as like serving sizes for the whole family and how that looks, where the top one would be for an adult male, this one was an adult female, and then you have a teenager versus a child. So in the one thing that is a little confusing, because the men and the women's plates sound very similar. They both list 1/2 of the plate being veggies, 1/4 being protein-rich foods, 1/4 of it being a smart carb plus a healthy fat. And it lists all the same thing for a woman, but in addition to that, it says with smaller overall size. So I'm thinking, okay, then you're saying then, how does that to me is kind of vague as far as like people trying to translate that into the serving sizes, right? I mean, it could be very vague. So I'm thinking, okay, then do I use a smaller plate? Because here you've got the teens plate is just as big as the other two, right? And I think, but except theirs is like a third, a third, a third. So it seems to me like, I don't know, maybe they need more protein or something. The younger kids are going to use a smaller plate. And, it's just, I'm looking at this and I'm going, maybe what I need to do this week is just because I've noticed that I get full pretty quick. And when I serve myself and my husband, very often I will serve him the same amount. I'll serve myself the same amount that I serve him. And not all the time, but sometimes, I definitely give him more meat. Sometimes I give him more carb, but other times I don't. We'll both have 2 pieces of pizza, or we'll have, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking I really need to pay attention to my needs versus his needs. I think he definitely needs more than I do at this time. And I'm thinking maybe what I'll do this week is focus on the smaller plates and dishes and the smaller serving sizes and actively try to give myself an overall lesser portion to see if maybe that would satiate me. And if that satiates me, then that's all well and good. If not, then, I'll serve myself a little bit more of the, like maybe the vegetables, or maybe, some more of the carb. The only thing is that usually carbs, I'm on blue, those are going to add up on the points. So I'm better off adding more veggies, or maybe start off with the side salad and see how that goes. I think that's what I'll do. This week, I'll prepare a salad to serve at the beginning of our dinner meal. And maybe hopefully that'll maybe take up some of the room. So anyway, I'm trying to shift things a little bit so I can see a little bit more of a return in my investment. So I want to have a bigger loss next week. I hope I'm able to get a little bit more active. I really am trying. And I wanted to say a big thank you for all your well wishes and your prayers on getting better after the surgery. It really means a lot. So many nice comments and so many sweet people. I'm overcome with their kindness. I mean that. I really appreciate it. We have some very, very good friends I have really not had to cook this entire time, dinners for my family and meals over the weekend when I really couldn't move. They just lavished us with love and with meals, and my family was taken care of. And so, I just don't even know how to say thank you to everybody who, showed us kindness and love. So a big thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart. And I will see you soon. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. I'll see you soon. Bye.